Hi everyone, it's me, Ms. Farrah Mills. Time for another video. So this video, I asked some more questions on Facebook of what things people wanted me to talk about, subjects, topics, anything. So the next one was something from Dina Waters, who asked me to do something starting with the phrase, I remember when, and then talking about a specific subject or story or something in my life that I want to remember. So that's what I'm going to do today. So, I remember when I was about 18 or 19. This must have been about 98, 99, something like that. And I was in a relationship with somebody for a few months. And I remember his best friend, who was a woman at the time, invited us to a dinner party with some of his other friends. And now, if I look back to how, when I was that age, going to a dinner party and meeting new people for the first time was my idea of hell, for many reasons. Because when you're younger, you're not as sure in who you are and secure in yourself enough to be okay around new people and stuff. Well, I definitely wasn't. I remember always struggling meeting new people. I always did when I was younger. I'm completely fine with it now. I actually love doing that now. But when I was younger, I hated it. Also, it was a dinner, so it meant I had to eat in front of people. Now, I am very specific with the food that I eat. Some people would call it fussy. I eat very healthy, but there's certain things I do not like eating, like red meat, cheese, dairy, things like that. So she was serving prawns. Now, I do like prawns. I do like seafood. I've had a few issues with seafood from food poisoning and things like that since then, which is why I don't really eat seafood too often anymore, just because of that reason. But this was before that. So we'll go to our house, we have drinks, we are talking. I'm very nervous, but I'm with him and I have his support, so I'm doing okay. Do you know what I mean? So it comes to the time of sitting down to eat. And I started to eat the prawns, and to me they didn't taste cooked. They weren't very nice, I have to say. No, I do like prawns, but these just didn't taste great, I have to say. But I didn't know what to do. Like, if it was now, I would just take them out of my mouth and just leave them and not eat them. I wouldn't be rude and say these aren't cooked or whatever, but I would just put them to the side of my plate and say no more about it. But I was young and I was nervous. I was trying to impress him as well, because he made it seem like it was a big deal. It was made very clear to me that this is important and that I should, make a good impression and all this kind of stuff. So, lots of pressure on my shoulders. So I remember excusing myself, going to the bathroom and spitting out these prawns because I just couldn't swallow them, and there was no other way to get rid of them out of my mouth. I was trying not to heave, to be honest. So I remember coming back down, finishing the meal, and I didn't touch the rest of the prawns, and I didn't say yes to any more when more were offered to everybody to eat. So we finished the food and had some more drinks. We're talking. The rest of the evening was really nice and fun and stuff, until we get in the car to go home. So then my ex-boyfriend at the time turned to me with a very stern look on his face and said to me, "How dare you embarrass me in front of my friends and one of my best friends?" And I just remember looking at him very puzzled, thinking, "I'm sorry, what?" Now, unbeknownst to me, he had noticed that I was struggling to eat this food. And instead of supporting me on it or understanding why I was doing it, or he didn't even ask me, to be honest, he just scolded me in the car and told me that I embarrassed him in front of his friend, and that, I should have just eaten it out of respect. And, it was very rude of me to do what I did. He said everyone knew that I had gone upstairs to spit out the food, which I don't think they did. I think it was just him who saw that and assumed everyone else thought that. And unfortunately, that for me, that kind of scarred me for quite a while when it went to going out, when it went to eating in people's houses that I didn't know. Because usually if I go to dinner with somebody, at their house, they already know my food preferences and things I like to eat and stuff. And usually I know them well enough to say, I don't eat this and that and that and that, and that's fine. I'm not asking you to cook specifically for me, but please make sure there's something available for me to eat if you are inviting me to your house to eat. But obviously, I didn't know these people, so I couldn't do that. And I asked him if he would ask her what she was cooking, and he wouldn't. He didn't bother to ask her. Um, so after that, it kind of really scarred me for a bit. With eating out in public, and secondly, just being around new people, because I was made to feel so bad for. I mean, I wasn't even being rude. I wasn't rude. I was very polite, and I was, I was trying to do it in the most discreet way as possible to not, so I didn't hurt anyone's feelings or make it obvious. And I believe that I did that very well. But it was just the fact that he afterwards just told me that I would embarrassed him. I was a disgrace, this and that. Went far too over the top. And I was very young, and I was thought I was in love. So it affected me really badly. And I just remember not wanting to eat in anyone's house after that for quite a long time. That is fine now. I'm fine. Even if it's someone I don't know now, I will say, what are you cooking? Because I don't eat this and that and that. I'm very direct now. I'm a very confident person. I don't have any of those issues now. I never get nervous or embarrassed around new people and stuff. In fact, I actually enjoy meeting new people. That's my most fun thing to do now. If I go to someone's house for a house party or a dinner that I don't, and I only know that person who's invited me and I don't know anyone else who's there, I love getting to know all the other people at the table for the rest of the evening. So to me, that's a fun thing to do. So I have overcome those fears that I had, but it doesn't help when you have those kind of fears in the first place, and someone that you have feelings for and are looking up to, because he was a bit older than me, kind of shoots you down and makes you feel really bad about something that was, that you did quite politely and naturally, because you didn't like something, you didn't want to eat it, and they made you feel bad because you didn't want to eat something. And basically saying you should have just eaten it regardless, and just not embarrassed me, which is ridiculous. So there you go. That was my I remember when story time. So it was very embarrassing. It was very scarring at the time, but I'm completely over that now. But I just thought it would be an interesting story to tell, because I don't think I don't think a lot of people know that story, even some of my friends actually. But I thought you'd enjoy listening to that, so I hope you did. Have a really good day, everyone. Lots of love, and I'll speak to you soon.